So here's how you will build the AI to detect a person's age. Go to Navigator the same way that you may have done before and select Create an AI Service. Give it any name you like. I'm going to call this Age Demo Harper. No need to click this button. Submit. And the data set that we are going to use here is going to actually use numbers data. So we are going to select Simple Storage Service, AIClub Datasets. And the file we are going to use is called age project3 full.csv. Age project3 full.csv. So let's take a quick look at this data set. If you have already built the Mood AI, you will notice that this is actually a little bit different looking. First of all, it doesn't have 2 columns. It has 4. And it has 3 columns that are numbers and then 1 column that is a category, child or adult. And so you can see that you can build data sets or build AIs with data sets with lots of different kinds of information. And this one is going to be numbers based, but it's still supervised because we're telling it the right answer, child or adult. Go ahead and click Import Dataset. Okay. And then the process is exactly the same. We will go to Feature Engineering. And we will tell the AI that we want to predict who am I. Okay. And then the AI will then use that information to decide what kind of problem it is and what types of AIs can be used, and also create all the necessary files which involve also converting adult and child, the words, into numbers. We don't need to convert anything else to numbers here because everything else is already numbers. So this will also take about 20 seconds. Okay. And then now that it's done, we do the same thing for train. We go ahead and click on train. And train will also take 1 or 2 minutes. Okay, once this is ready, now we do the same thing as before where we can go and quiz our AI and see what it has learned. Now the important thing that you want to think about here is that since we gave it 3 columns of information, particularly the number of countries the person has visited, the number of years they've spent in school, and their height in feet, but we never told the AI which of these pieces of information was more important. So the AI will have figured out for itself what it thinks are the more important pieces of information. Now, how can we find out? There are many ways, but one simple way to find out is just keep asking it questions. For example, I can say, okay, this says it's a child. What if I had, I don't know, 10 or 12 years of school? Still thinks it's a child. I can try changing height. I can try changing number of countries. And if you keep everything else the same and then start just changing one of these pieces of information and the AI responds by changing its decision, then it's probably quite sensitive to that piece of information. So you can ask it that kind of what if questions and try to figure out, which of these 3 pieces of information it has decided is the most important. And same way as we did before, if you don't like anything that it says, you can always fix it by saying this prediction is wrong. You can also teach it other categories, not just child and adult, but things like baby versus teenager versus elderly or anything that you'd like. Thank you.